All right, a couple of minutes here with head coach Tyronn Lue and Ty. Media Day. It's the start of a brand new season. But first, how was your summer?
My summer was great. Have a chance to go back to Mexico and go back to Kansas City and enjoy my family. So I saw them more times than I have in the past. I think I saw them 5 times this summer. So my grandmother, my mom, they were all happy. So just having a chance to go back home and see my family, my friends, it was great.
When it comes to the league, a lot of change happened over this summer. And as a coach and a player, you've been around the league for a long time. And for you, you've always been very forward and honest that at the end of the day, you know this is a business. But with what happened inside this franchise, this organization, how were you able to process it all?
It's tough to process. I mean, but, over the last 3 years, I'm getting used to it, just the Cavaliers. And we thrive in these moments when our backs are against the wall and, when things were tough. And, it was a tough summer, losing Griff, who was great to me and who gave me my first opportunity to coach and believed in me. And then, hiring Kobe, which has been great because, Griff has taught him a lot and he's a Griff descendant. So, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. So just having Kobe around, someone I'm, accustomed to being around, has been great. The trade, I thought Kobe and them did a great job. If you're going to lose a guy like Kyrie, who was a big part of what we do and what we did here the last 3 years, at least you go get guys that can fill in that spot, in that position. So going to get Derrick Rose, going to get Isiah, who was 5th in MVP voting last year, averaged 29 points a game. Boston was the first in the Eastern Conference, all because of him. So getting Jay Crowder. So I thought Kobe and them did a great job. Losing Kyrie, was a tough situation for us, but acquiring the guys that we acquired, I think is a great fit for us. So I'm very excited about that, and just now it's time to move forward.
I want to get in the point guard position a little bit more in just a minute, but knowing you and how even-keeled you have always been, the players that you played alongside, that you've coached throughout your career, Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, did you ever have a moment this summer, though, where you were kind of like, whoa, this is really happening?
I mean, you never know if the day's going to come or not. You always hear the talks and all the rumblings, but, it happened. And I thought, Dan and Kobe, those guys did a great job of, getting pieces that fit our team if you're going to lose a guy like Kyrie. So we got a pretty good deal, a really good deal, and I'm very excited about our new team and who we have, and I'm just looking forward to coaching these guys.
Quite a roster change, especially at the point guard position. Last year a lot of the talk was about the depth at that spot, and you'll look at the depth now. What has you most excited?
What has me most excited is just, having D. Rose, who's healthy, a guy who came here thinking Kyrie was going to be here, and he wanted to be the backup because, he wanted to win that much. He wanted to have a chance to win a championship, and to turn down the money he turned down to come in for the minimum just means a lot to who he is and his character. And, acquiring Isiah Thomas, like I already said, averaged 29 points a game, 5th in MVP voting, all-star. So I'm just very excited, to have those two guys here. And, the great thing about our team is that LeBron being so unselfish, Kevin being so unselfish and sacrificing, when new guys come in, they just feel comfortable. And that's what I like most about our team.
Were you able to gauge that out at the mini camp that you guys had just a couple days ago?
I mean, the environment, the atmosphere was just unbelievable. I mean, it was great. Just, seeing guys who were hungry, who were new, just seeing, just the whole environment. It was great. Guys were happy to be there, very excited. So that was a great thing to see.
What's your message to a guy like Kay Felder?
Just continue to keep playing. I think Kay did a great job of making strides, last year and in summer league of just getting better. And what people don't understand is he didn't have a chance to really grow and get better. He didn't play a lot. Then he went to the D League, played. He came back up. But it's only his first year. And when you play for a team like this, you play till June, and the microscope is so big. You think he's been here for 2 or 3 years, but he's only been here for 1 year. And I think he's done a great job of carrying himself the right way, putting in the work. Worked hard all summer, worked hard, all last season. So he got better. He's going to continue to get better. And, just got to wait your turn. And I think, him coming into camp this year, he's going to be ready. He's going to fight for that position because that's who he is. And I admire that.
You're a people person. You love having good relationships. And when you start a new season, especially now again, you got to manage the chemistry and the roster. How much do you relish that?
It's a tough situation, but, this year with our situation, it's a great position to be in. We have 13 guys that should play, but you can't play 13 guys. So, it's a good problem to have, and I just think that it's going to take some time just to gel and figure out the right combinations on the floor. And then once you figure that out, then Isiah comes back in and you got to do it all over again. So, but it's a great position to be in. I'm excited for it. I'm up for the challenge.
What have you learned about in years past having to manage all of that?
Years past, I've only been for a year and a half.
Yeah, but
it feels
I feel
like a long time.
you think about the year you guys won that championship, and especially from the point guard position, you talk about a guy like Isiah. Kyrie wasn't here at the beginning.
Yeah.
He was here, but he couldn't play.
Right.
So when you look to make that transition and that process go seamless.
Well, this team has done a great job of just being able to overcome adversity. Guys have been in and out of the lineup. Kevin and Kyrie got hurt the first year in the finals. Shump came back the next year he was hurt. JR and Kevin was out last year. So we're used to that, and we're accustomed to it. And, my mentality is next man up. And, you got to be ready to play. And we got a great foundation here. So, when guys, get injured, get hurt, we're good enough where we can hold the fort down until they get back.
All right, one final point. I understand it's better to be in the situation, but if I was to give you a whiteboard right now, 10 seconds on the clock, you guys are down, you need a bucket. What goes through your mind with, as you mentioned, the options? Who's got the shot?
Me.
Well, then.
Or Channing. Look at that. No.
Channing would love that.
It all depends. For me, it all depends on, who the weakest defender on the floor is, who has it going, whose hands you want to have the ball in at that moment. So when you have Kyrie and you have Kevin and you have LeBron the last few years, it's a tough position to be in. But you got to understand who has the hot hand, who has the best matchup. It's going to be the same thing this year with Isiah and, LeBron and Kevin. So it's a good position to be in. You have three guys you can go through, 3 guys you can play through, and it makes my job a lot easier.